The heat over the plains of Karbala grew harsher, and so did the atmosphere. On the 3rd of Muharram, the reality of siege took a firmer hold. Though swords had not yet clashed, the situation became grave. On this day, Umar ibn Sa'd, commander of Yazid's army, received a firm and chilling letter from Ibn Ziyad, the governor of Kufa. Hussein must pledge allegiance. If he refuses, isolate him from the river. Tighten the siege. Prevent water. Prepare for war. Umar ibn Sa'd hesitated. He had no personal grudge against Imam Hussein and disliked fighting the grandson of the Prophet. But his desire to be appointed governor of Ray, a prosperous city in Persia, clouded his judgment. He began reinforcing the siege. By this point, the Euphrates River was no longer accessible to Hussein's camp. Although a total water ban had not yet been ordered, Yazid's army began to move between the camp and the river, making it difficult and dangerous to collect water. The thirst started creeping into the camp, particularly affecting the children and elderly. Despite all this, Imam Hussein still sent messengers of peace. He made it clear, "I have not come to fight. Let me return to Medina. I do not want war." But Yazid's side, driven by power and fear of losing control, rejected the offer once again. Their priority was not peace, but political dominance. Even among Yazid's soldiers, murmurs of guilt began to grow. Are we truly going to fight the beloved grandson of the Prophet? Are we on the right side? They watched Hussein's camp. They saw no weapons raised, no arrogance, just prayer, patience, and trust in God. The contrast between the oppressed and the oppressors was growing clearer with each sunrise. On the 4th of Muharram, the psychological war intensified. Yazid's forces grew in number. Imam Hussein's camp remained small, but unwavering in spirit. More reinforcements kept arriving for Yazid. Historical sources report that by this day, over 20,000 soldiers had now gathered under Umar ibn Sa'd. This army came heavily armed, confident in numbers, but increasingly uncomfortable with their orders. Imam Hussein's camp, by contrast, had only about 72 men, including the elderly, youths, and family members. The comparison was unjust, yet their spiritual strength was unmatched. Yazid's army began implementing more strict control over water. Supplies were scarce. Children started crying from thirst. Mothers looked on helplessly. The oppressive heat of the Karbala desert made it worse. Despite this, no one from Hussein's side complained. They prayed, recited Quran, encouraged one another, and stayed firm. Though the enemy was preparing for a physical battle, Imam Hussein was preparing his followers for a spiritual triumph. He addressed them during the night. "You have seen what fate awaits us. You are free to leave under the cover of night. They want me, not you." But none left. The companions, men like Habib ibn Mazahir, Zuhair ibn Cain, Burair, and others, wept and replied, "By God, we will never leave you, O son of the Messenger of Allah." Tariq al-Tabari records troop increases and the escalation of the siege. Maktal Abi Miknaf details emotional exchanges and Imam Hussein's offers of peace. Luhaf by Sayyid ibn Taus narrates the internal struggle within Yazid's camp. Bahar al-Anwar Vol. 44 chronicles the tension of these days and Hussein's spiritual leadership. These days were about testing the human soul. Yazid's camp was filled with swords, but also with doubts. Hussein's camp was thirsty, but filled with truth and dignity. Part 3 teach us, when the path of truth is blocked, those who stand with integrity are already victorious in the sight of God.